Look at how we can work with the healing brushes, the patch tool, and also how we can use content-aware fill. Now, if you're already familiar with how all of these work, feel free to skip ahead to the next movie where we will start to dig deeper into how we can use these different tools and techniques in order to improve our pictures of people. Yet, if you're interested in getting a little bit of a review, you may find this movie helpful. All right, well, for starters, let's go ahead and duplicate our background layer. We can do that by pressing Command-J on a Mac or Control-J on Windows. Let's name this new layer Cleanup. Typically, when we're doing cleanup or retouching work, we want to do it on a separate layer. In that way, we'll have extra flexibility. And let's say that with this portrait, we want to remove this tile on the wall. One easy way to do that is to go to the Tools panel. And here in the Tools panel, we'll go down to the Patch tool. Now with the Patch tool, if we select Source, this then allows us to make a selection around the item that we want to remove. And then we can position the cursor over that and click and drag this selection to a good sample area. In doing that, it will then blend or replace that item. Here you can see this is only applied to our topmost layer. The Patch tool works great when you're working with larger areas in your photograph. Well, what about these smaller areas? Well, to work with smaller areas, we need to go to Select and choose Deselect. And here let's use the Spot Healing Brush. This is an incredibly powerful tool. Typically, you want to turn on Content Aware. Here we want to sample all layers so that we could either do this retouching to a blank layer or to the layer that we're targeting here. And the way that you use this tool is you simply click and drag, or you just click over small blemishes. It will then blend and remove those on this top layer that we're targeting here. So again, all of this cleanup work is just happening here on this top layer. Now, if you want to have more precision in regards to the area that you're sampling, in other words, the way that this tool works is you click and it just automatically selects an area in order to heal out the problem. If you want to select or sample that area yourself, you can always use the healing brush. With the healing brush, you typically want to turn on Aligned, and you want to sample all layers. In doing that, you can press the Option key on a Mac or Alt key on Windows, and then you can click. Where you click is the good content. Then position the cursor over the content you want to get rid of and paint it away. And by doing this, you can paint away content and you can control what you're healing or what you're sampling in order to then clean up those areas of your picture. Well, so far so good. We've covered some of these essential tools. There are just a couple more that I want to highlight here. Another important tool is the Clone Stamp tool. You can find it here in the Tools panel. With the Clone Stamp tool, you have options. You can control your opacity. If you want to reduce a blemish, use a low opacity. If you want to completely remove something, crank this all the way up to 100. Next, for starters, you want to turn on Aligned, and you want to sample all layers. Here, like with the healing brush, we can Option or Alt click to choose our sample area, and then position that over other content and paint away. By doing that, what we're doing is we're duplicating that content into a new area. We're cloning it on top of another part of our photograph. All right, now that we have briefly reviewed these essential cleanup and retouching tools in Photoshop, let's go ahead and explore how we can work with these tools and also other techniques in order to clean up and improve our photographs.